So here's the deal. I am delusional. I saw this fabric online. It's a vintage Halloween fabric line. And I decided I'm gonna make a quilt with it. I didn't know how to sew on a machine. I've never made a quilt before. You're gonna come along for the ride. I spent $130, I believe, on all of the fabric that I need for a rag quilt, front and back, along with some extras. I just bought the fat quarter set. And I'm delusional because I think I can make this quilt before Halloween. Alexa, what's today's date? It is August.
Would you like to have some fun with the Beatbox Master?
No. We're not using Alexa in our next house. Okay, so that means I have 2 months to learn how to use the sewing machine, learn it enough to make a rag quilt. So we're gonna do that. I guess part 1 of this video is gonna be just me learning how to use the machine. So if that's not interesting to you, feel free to skip ahead. I am gonna show you all of the vintage fabric though, because it is beautiful. Okay, first off, I ordered this from Stitch Supply Co. and it came in this cute little project bag. It's adorable. So this is all of the fabric I bought from this store. So this line is the Moda Home Sweet Haunt. I have since been trying to find like this exact pack and can't. So you may need to buy pieces from different shops because that's definitely running out. So it came with all of this fabric first off. I did just place an order with an Etsy shop to buy 4 yards of this for my backing fabric, which is like spiders, spider webs, and bats on it, which is so cute. So these are all fat quarters. Say there's 32 of them, but to be fair, I did not count. This is the panel, which I think I'm gonna use to turn into another quilt. I gotta adjust you to be able to see it. This fabric panel is freaking adorable. I'll get there eventually. Isn't this so cute? I hope you can see all of it. This is adorable. So I'm gonna turn these and the rest of that fabric into like a quilt. Here I am, delusional. Doesn't even know how to use a sewing machine, is already planning 1,000,001 projects. This was definitely an impulsive purchase, but I have been wanting to get into sewing and quilting for a very long time because my mother is the best quilter that I know. So I'm super excited. She actually, which is probably a bad idea, I probably should have told her I was doing this, but she has no idea that I'm doing this. My goal is to bring a rag quilt to her house and be like, look, I made this. I think that's gonna be fun. Okay, so here's that panel. And then I bought some extra of this fabric because I want to use this for the quilt with this panel. Okay, so here's the fabric I've got. This is all the same print of the spider web, an orange, a beige, a green, another beige, and a black. And then this black is the one that I ordered for the backing. Has not come in yet. These are, they kind of look like little bats. So black and white, a green, a black, and then an orange. Then we've got this print, which is like a newspaper of each, a black and white, an orange and black, and then a colored one, which is so fun. And then haunted houses. This is what the print looks like. So we got it in black, we got it in orange, a beige with it in color, and then green. Got a few cats, black, orange, and beige. And then we've got this like spider web rose in black, orange and beige and orange. Okay, and then we've got some multicolored pumpkins, and then some beige multicolored, and then black. And then the ghosts, they are so cute. Green, orange, and black. And then these dancing skeletons, which are so cute, in 3 different colors too. Okay, so there's 31 fat quarters in here. So that's what all of the prints are. And honestly, the rag quilt is also going to only take, not gonna take all of the fabric, so I can make another quilt. I'm so excited. I think I'm a little delusional, but I think it's okay. I mean, I was bound to take up this hobby anyways. All right, let's learn to sew and then we'll come back to this. Okay, I spent weeks doing research and looking at sewing machines when I found this one. It is the Brother CS7000X. It seemed like it was slightly more, it was better than a basic sewing machine. It would give me more quilting capabilities. That also wasn't $1,000. I am so excited for this. It's shiny and new. Oh. And a manual. I don't need that. Just kidding, I really do. Okay, so I think this is empty. Oh, nope, there's something in here too. We are like completely out of space with storing things in our home. So I think I'm gonna hang on to this box and maybe store it on its side under our bed when I'm not actively using it working on a project. If you're a seasoned sewing expert, can I do that? Can I store a sewing machine on its side? Come on closer. Oh, I hated that. I'm sorry. Oh, where's my mic? It came with this extra little table that I think goes somewhere. Okay, I don't exactly know how it goes on right now, but it does pop up and then it like extends this guy. I feel like this comes off. Yes, it does. Okay. So this goes like this. I'm gonna break this. Oh, I didn't. Amazing. So it goes like this and it gives me a little bit of extra quilting space. This is awesome. Okay. I really love that it has the cover. Am I supposed to take this out? Or does this styrofoam live in there? I feel like this cover is supposed to have styrofoam in it. So, okay, we're just gonna leave that over there for now. Okay, it's the moment of truth as to whether or not this turns on. Only because the person that delivered this kind of threw it on the porch. So there's been a little bit of question as to if they damaged it. Let's see. It turns on! I feel like people have a basic understanding. Oh! I feel like people probably have a basic understanding of how to use a sewing machine. I don't. This is where, in hindsight, telling my mother that I was doing this would have been a good idea, but I didn't, and I'm in too deep. So obviously the foot pedal works it. Oh, crap, okay. So that does the speed. Wow, this foot pedal is pretty sensitive. There are so many tools in this guy. These look like different feet. There's some bobbins. I think these are going to be needles. Yep, these are all needles. I don't know what any of this stuff does. Caution for handling of protective tape. Already did that. That's kind of not important. For warranty and registration. I should probably warranty this. Aha, accessories included. This is important. These are different languages. Oh, this is what I want. Okay. I'm gonna read this. I'll be back. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did a very, very brief read of the manual. I think I got it. Kind of. I just have this black piece of fabric that I bought at Michael's to just do like, oh no, what happened to that? Glad it happened on this piece of fabric other than another piece of fabric. It like, the iron itself just leaked. I'm just gonna cut off a small section. I want to practice some stitches. I do have acrylic rulers. They are coming in. I have one. I could have definitely gotten it out. I just didn't. It happened again. I just want something to run through the machine on test fabric. Okay, well, this is good enough. It's not great. I probably need a new iron. But this is my college iron, so we're going to use this one until it will not turn on anymore. I also really love that the cord, for the most part, the cord will go all the way in. Okay. Whee! Okay, so we're going to learn how to thread this machine together. Yeah, okay. Make sure power's off while threading the machine. Okay. Oh, I should probably find the end of this. Oh, there it is. Okay. Right? Is that the end that's sticking out? Whee! Okay. I feel like it's definitely more than that. And put a spool of thread on this pin. Okay, it's there. Pass the thread under the thread guide and around the pre-tensioned disc front to back. Okay. Oh, wait, now we need the bobbin. Am I loading the bobbin? Oh, winding and installing the bobbin. I don't have to do that because I bought these pre-wound bobbins. Okay, here's the bobbin. Pass the thread through a hole on the bobbin. Set the bobbin on the bobbin winder shaft. Oh, is this the bobber winding? And then slide the shaft to the right. Okay. Okay, start the machine. Oh, that goes quick. Okay. Stop the machine, cut the thread, slide the bobbin winder shaft to the left, and remove the bobbin. Okay. It was in there like this. So raise the needle all the way up high, and then raise the presser foot lever. Okay, this I don't know how to do. Okay, where's the presser foot lever? Oh, it's in the back? Okay, so that's what it is? Okay. Oh! Okay, that was easy. Turn off the machine. Put the bobbin in, hold the end of your thread. Push the bobbin down with your finger, and then pass the thread through the slit as shown. Okay. Okay, reattach the bobbin cover, but where does it go out? Oh, in this little gap here. Do I just leave this where it is, or do I go all the way down here? I feel like I go all the way down here. Okay, upper threading. Raise the presser foot lever. It is already raised. Raise the needle to the highest position. It is already there. Make sure that the thread unwinds down. Pass the thread through the thread channel in the order shown below. Okay. Then, like, where does it hook on up here is the question. Oh, thread take-up lever. What's the thread take-up lever? Hello? It doesn't go there. Where's the lever? Okay, do you see that hook all the way in there? I was looking for it up here. Okay, so it is threaded. Okay, so now that I got that figured out, slide the needle behind the needle bar thread. 5. Behind the needle bar thread guide. Is that just behind the needle? This goes back. Holy moly. Okay. To keep the tension intact. Behind the threader, it has the needle threader. So we're going to use the needle threader. Oh, that scared me. The machine is off. I'm not going to get stabbed. While holding the end of the upper thread, lower and raise the needle to draw up the bobbin thread. I don't think that worked. Pretty sure it ate my thread. It totally ate my thread. While holding the end of the upper thread, lower and raise the needle to draw up the bobbin thread, or press this twice. Okay, so the bobbin is not spinning. Okay, so it is connected to both. How did that happen? Okay. I did it. I sewed my first straight line. What? Okay, that's pretty cool. Where's my needle? Okay, that's so fun. And then I pull it, and then it clips them both. Okay, that's so cool. Oh, I think I lost a thread. I think I lost my thread. Okay, I don't know how that happened. But I have no thread. It's only here. So I lost my top thread. Oh my goodness. Learning how to thread this machine is definitely going to be the death of me. Okay. Okay, let's try again now. Okay, so I did almost all of the stitches on here. I skipped the ones where I needed to use a different foot. I think I got the hang of it with using it, lifting the foot up, lifting the needle up, etc., moving the fabric around. I figured out tension a little bit. I played around with the sewing machine speeds. I feel fully confident. Okay, not fully confident, but I feel confident that I could do something. I want to figure out how to sew these together so it makes like a bookmark. I low-key definitely think a hyperfixation is here. So I want to just put these together and then sew them. I feel like it should be easy, kind of. I brought out my scraps container that my husband 3D printed me like a little tiny trash can lid for all my threads that I use for embroidery. What the heck? I just made this little tiny pouch. This is amazing. It's really not, but this is so cool that I did this. This is definitely not the proper way to sew this, I'm sure. This looks so bad, but I love it.
That's okay. It was your first practice one, right?
Okay.
You're practicing the different stitches.
Yeah, so I was going through all the different stitches, and I just did it on some scrap fabric. Okay, I decided to put those together on a complete whim, and this is what it looks like. It's definitely not square, and it's definitely not super pretty, but it works, and it coincidentally perfectly holds the seam ripper kit, so that's a win. So this is how you know I'm actually slightly delusional. I watched a single video on TikTok about how to make a basket, and guess what I'm making? It's my first project. A cat basket. Not like a basket for cats. I'm gonna make a basket for like my quilting supplies, sewing tools, out of cat fabric. So I made two 12-inch squares. Oh man, I just picked it up. I can't talk and do this at the same time. And then now I'm cutting 3-inch squares out of each corner. And of course, you know, I'm saving these squares for something. What? I don't know. So I extended the inches on the basket, but I did not extend the depth of the basket. So the base of the basket's going to be wider, the depth's going to be the same. I got my two scraps, now I got to go find something for batting. This is some fleece that I got at my secondhand craft store in Rochester when I went. We are going to use a piece of this. It's fleece, so it's pretty thick, but I don't have actual batting. I did buy batting it is coming. So not having actual batting could really mess this project up. I'm gonna see what happens though if I just use fleece. Okay, so I need a 12-inch square. It's a bit thick, not gonna lie. But in this household, we use what we have. I did order batting for the quilts that I'm gonna make, but it did not come in yet. This is giving me anxiety. Sorry, I had to pause and fold this up. Okay, that definitely is not the right way to cut things. Do not use this as a cutting tutorial. Okay, got a 12 by 12 square-ish. I got my 3 pieces. Let's make a basket. How do I know? Oh, 1/4-inch seam allowance. Okay. Okay. Here's my liner. Oh my god, this is so cute. Oh, this is perfect. This is going to be the perfect size to hold on my little quilting tools. Okay, so now I have to do the same thing, but with this and the batting. Can I just stitch along this too? While it's like this? No, I don't think so. Okay, so I have to stitch it inside out along this side so that I can make it right side in. Now I have to flip it inside out. So here's what it looks like. I got the felt on the outside. Where's my hole? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, I did not leave a big enough hole to get this all inside out. Okay. This is 10 times harder than I was thinking it was going to be. I thought I left a pretty big hole. Note to self. Leave a bigger hole. Okay. This is so cool. Okay, this is so cute. Okay. Okay, believe it or not, flipping it inside out was the hardest part. And even then, it did not take very long. This is so cute. Okay, I don't know if I closed it the right way. I did not. Okay. Let's do a decorative stitch around the rim though, because like, why not? Alright, I want to test 55 before I do it on this basket. I love this, just having like a tester piece of fabric. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to do that bottom stitch. Okay. This is so exciting. This is my first like legit project, I would say. Oh my god. This is so cute. Okay, now I have to snip my extra fabric. I'm sorry, not my extra fabric, my extra threads. I'm losing it. This is so cute. This is so cute. Oh my god. I'm obsessed. Holds all the random sewing things. This is so fun. This was way easier than I thought it was gonna be. It's just like a little basket for like a tabletop. I'm sure if I had like actual structure, this would look nicer. But then I did this nice little decorative stitch on the edge. Is it perfect? No. But is it functional? Yes, it is. And it has cats on it, so. And in it. Just me, your delusional quilting friend here. I woke up with the plan to make my Halloween rag quilt, but then also make a second quilt, and that has now turned into a wall hanging because I messed up one of the blocks. So, let me catch you up to speed. I'm gonna do a rag quilt that is 7 blocks by 6 blocks. I'm gonna do 10-inch squares. And then that was always the original plan. Then I have this fabric panel that I was like, well, I kind of want to do something with. So I came up with this quilt design for 9x9 and then some various things here. I don't know what yet, but for a lap quilt to use the panel that came with the fabric. Then while I had started to cut this, I accidentally sliced off the corner of a panel. So my plan is to make a patchwork pumpkin for this middle 11x11 block. So then I can take this and cut it down smaller to 11x11 because the piece that I cut off is too big. Like it'll be like a huge patchwork thing and then I'll notice in the quilt. So I'm gonna make this stay spooky into a wall hanging on its own with scraps. So that's the plan. So we're gonna actually cut out a lot of our stuff today. Sorry for the jump in time. I don't know if I actually filmed the piecing of these blocks together or if the footage actually got deleted. I don't remember, but I ended up piecing all of this together. This is the quilt top, and then I had to pause because I was waiting for backing fabric to come in. Okay, it's been a minute, and you probably will hear Vampire Diaries in the background. Sorry. I finished a quilt top, but I'm waiting for backing material to come in. Cut out all of my squares for my bride quilt, 10-inch squares of front and back fabric, and then 8-inch squares of batting. I was waiting for the batting to come in. It's really easy. I'm just taking a piece of back fabric and a piece of batting and smoothing that out, and then taking my top fabric and lining it up with the 10-inch back fabric. And then I basically just sew an X. I did the back line first and then I flip over and sew the front line on top, back and then front to make squares. I have 42 of them to do. I'm doing a 6x7 blanket, 6 square by 7 blanket, 7 square blanket. I used my scraps from this fabric and this panel to make a little wall hanging for my mom, which I'm gonna give it to her this weekend, and then I can finally post this video. I didn't follow a pattern with this. I literally just made it up as I went along. There's cat hair all over it because Jack has decided that's his afternoon nap spot. And then this is the back. I just used extra fabric panels to put like hangings so I can put a dowel in. So it came out pretty good for my first like piece of quilt. There are definitely some mistakes if you look close enough. I definitely messed up the binding in a couple spots, but overall I'm really happy with how it came out and I think it looks great for my first wall hanging quilt. And then give me 1 second, I'll show you the top. I really hope you can see the whole thing. This is what it looks like. I'm obsessed. It looks so good. I also didn't follow a pattern with this. I just kind of made it up as I went along.
All right, video.
Yeah. The side is, yeah.
Like this.
Lucky, you have to move though.
Is it all done?
No, this is just the top. So I just need to video it for YouTube and I couldn't do it where you can see the whole thing. You can see the whole thing?
Yeah, you can see the whole thing.
Okay.
But you also gotta get Dougie footage in there.
Okay, I'll get doggy.
All right, you gonna do it again? Do it again. Do it again.
Nope, that's good. We're good.
No, do it again.
No, that's all I needed. I just needed one clip. So I'm trying something that I saw people do of making like a chain stitch. So all my blocks are all put together. I'm going to keep them feeding through the sewing machine and just like do one after another and then cut them apart at the end and then flip them and do that. I did this in a short amount. Like I did only 5 blocks at once and that worked. So we're going to try that. So far so good. I've got 3 blocks going, but I've got a stack of like 15 or something. So I did it. I got a chain row. I did have to stop like every 5 or so and cut them, but that definitely went faster doing it in like a chain. So I will forever be doing blocks like that. So now I flip them over and do a line this way on the tops. And I'm going to chain them again. Pepper. I have been sitting on the floor rearranging this blanket for an hour trying to make sure that no two background colors or like overall block colors are next to each other, and no two patterns are next to each other or like too close on the quilt. I fear this is the way it's going to be because I can't rearrange it anymore. So don't tell me if you see any mistakes because I'm just going to do it anyways. Okay, this is where I took a little bit of a break from vlogging. So once I sewed my blanket together, I snipped all of the edges to get that rag effect, and then I washed it. I was pretty nervous putting it in the washing machine because I was really afraid that my first quilt was just going to unravel, and now I know that it's very unlikely that something like that would happen. But this is what it looked like before it was washed, so kind of pre-ragged, and then here's me being nervous about it in the washing machine, and this is post-dryer. Thankfully, nothing unraveled, and I do think it ragged pretty well for cotton. I know you'll get more rag if you use flannel for rag quilts, but I just really loved this material. I think it looks really good, and I'm super happy with it being my first official finished quilt, and I cannot wait to use this all year round because I didn't do all of this work just to put it away every Halloween. I do plan on keeping it out all year round and using it all year round. I can confirm it did make a huge mess in the washing machine and the dryer, so make sure that you're emptying your washing machine filter and clearing out your dryer filter just to make sure that nothing happens. I absolutely love this Halloween fabric though, and I'm so glad that I ordered a fat quarter bundle instead of something like layer cakes, so then I could use this for 2 different quilts. So after I did the rag quilt, I still had plenty of each fat quarter left. So that's when I pieced together this top, and it looks so good. I'm so proud of myself. I did make the side border a bit wider. Originally it was only like a 2-inch strip, but I ended up making it like a 6-inch strip, and I think it worked so much better. Pepper is blocking this video clip a little bit, but with how she wags her tail at me, it's safe to say that I think she's a bit proud of me. I free motion quilted this whole top without using a template or a ruler or anything. I just kind of did whatever I felt like, and I do think it came out pretty good. There are definitely some mistakes or things that just don't look super great, but I think for my first time free motion quilting, it looks great. Hi, hello, it's been a minute. I have a lot of fun things to show you about what I've been sewing and quilting. Thank you. Over the last month since I learned to sew. I kind of fell off the rails filming this YouTube video, and I don't know where I left off, but I wanted to show you the projects that I finished that I know I started in the video. This is the first quilt that I finished. It's a rag quilt. It's the Home Sweet Haunt fabric. It's so warm, it's so cozy, and it's all ragged. It's so cute. I'm obsessed with this blanket. I'm using it all year round on the couch. My second quilt is the same Home Sweet Haunt material. It's definitely more of a quilt. I did not follow any sort of pattern. I just kind of was like, wow, this will look nice if I do like the big blocks with each fabric from this line around it. And then I hand sewed the binding on it with the help of my mother because I didn't know how to do the binding. And then here it is. I hope you can actually see this. So I'm pretty proud of this one. It came out really well. I still have to add nameplates to all of these. I have not done that yet. I have them printed, I just haven't added them. And then my last quilt that I've made so far is this Nightmare Before Christmas. It's like a patchwork. Oh. I'm obsessed. So I just did one giant grid and then I quilted each corner. Looks pretty good. I definitely learned how to sew straight lines by the end of this. And then I tried a technique of using the backing as binding. So it came out okay. There's definitely a couple spots where I messed up. So when I messed up, like when I didn't pull the backing in so close, I did a zigzag stitch because like Sally is a zigzag. So I think it works. I learned a lot with this quilt, and it's also just a light, bright Halloween one. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm starting a rag quilt for my husband. I'm using all these different Mario fabrics that I found at Michael's. And what started it all was this older Mario fabric that I found at the thrift store. This is probably like 4 yards of fabric, and I found it for $2 because somebody thought it was a blanket, so they marked it as a blanket. So it definitely is the old style, because the Donkey Kong is the old Donkey Kong, but I love it. My husband loves it, so we're using that. And the other thing that I'm proud of is this cat bed that holds all my scraps. I'll insert the little video of how I did this here. But when you unzip it, it's got a blanket in there temporarily, and then behind this panel, these are all of my sewing scraps so far to make the bedding for the blanket. And then once I get enough, I'll take out the blanket and then just use scraps as the batting. That's it. That's what I've been up to. I have several projects on my to make list, including this vintage Christmas quilts. Let me know if you want to see more quilting. I had a lot of fun making this video and learning how to quilt. It's kind of my hyperfixation. I'm okay with it. That's all for now. Sewing has taken over my dining room. I've also completely filled the craft closet with sewing things, which is really fun. It's really exciting. I also thrifted for some backing fabric. The thrift store, they're just top sheets and stuff. I thrifted some books. I also found this Flowers of the States book. All the states that my husband and I have traveled to, I'm going to make their flowers. And then eventually when I get to all 50, I'm going to make a quilt out of them. I've got this whole list of stuff that I want to make so far. A vintage Christmas quilt, Mario rag quilt, a Halloween quilted bow, a Christmas quilted bow, a carry-on bag, a toiletry bag, a sling bag, a Christmas tree quilt, 2 Christmas gifts, and then a winter puff quilt. So I'm going to be quite busy sewing. Let me know how much you want to see. I've been having a lot of fun doing it and trying to also do it sustainably. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Happy quilting, and see you next time.